Morning. Good morning, guys. I'm really happy to be here with Valerio for this panel session. Let's kick off this session. Most people experience motorsports through the races themselves, but very few realize the scale of the ecosystem operating behind it. Valerio, quick question. When people think about motorsport, they often think about racing itself. Tell us a little bit more about the FIA and its roles.
For sure. Thank you everyone being here. Motorsport, it's an amazing ecosystem. As FIA, Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile, we are the governing body of motorsport. We have two souls. We have the motorsport souls and mobility souls, so we are more complex than any other sport federation globally. Our members, the national clubs, are 149 for sport, are carrying on every year 60,000 motorsport events. We are engaging 300,000 officials that enable motorsport to happen at every level in every corner of the world. This is basically the back of what do you see, and of course we have the 6 world championships at our jewels in the crown, but of course there is so much more behind. Everything at the FIA, it's about, of course, safety, regulations, and it's basically what we transfer on track will be the new technologies on road. So everything is about, we know that motorsport is a hub for technology, research, and development, and basically what we are seeing now on track in our World Championships will be transferred to road in the near future.
Operating globally at that scale you just mentioned also means dealing with very different realities across countries, cultures, sporting environments. One of the major challenges for any global confederation like yours is balancing consistency with local realities. How does the FIA approach that balance?
Our ecosystem, as I said, it's global. We are a global federation. We are composed by 5 regions, 7 vice presidents overseeing the region, 28 members of the World Motorsport Council. So everything we do, it's about motorsport in terms of growth and grassroots activities too, because it's important to understand that the pyramid, the World Championships, are yearly fed by newcomers. So what we have to do is to take into consideration different regions, different culture, different languages, different needs. So there is no universal, I would say, recipe for success. We need to listen to our club members, and we need to work together with them, making motorsport more affordable and more accessible. That's the topic. Motorsport, it's an amazing sport, it's an amazing ecosystem, and the FIA works every day to breaking and to reduce barrier of access in motorsport. That's why we delivered to our club members the Motorsport in the Box project, the affordable cross car, the FIA karting, global karting system, the Arrive and Drive. So everything we are trying to do, it's to support our club members in delivering affordable, safe, affordable, and fun and engaging events in their territory. The governance model, as I said, it's quite complex, of course. But what I can say, we are in a really nice environment, and we are working all together in order to increase the motorsport participation. The president gave us a really challenging goal and objective to double motorsport participation globally, and we can do that only if we keep going, working on, again, affordability and safe motorsport for everyone. We need to see potential in people. We need to see the potential in countries. We need also our club members to respond to our feedback. That's why we have president development funds. We have a system. We give 3 million per year supporting more than 65 projects globally across the world. Because what we really need is really motorsport to keep improving in all latitudes and at all levels.
And all that work contribute to the motorsport expansion faster than ever, commercially, geographically, and culturally. Where do you currently see the biggest opportunities for long-term growth, and how do you navigate such a complex international environment?
It's an interesting question, and I think this question is transversal to every federations. I mean, because we need to grow, we need to bring our sport, and we need to make sure that people and young generation are attracted by motorsport and are more engaged with us. I think that South America, for example, it's an amazing opportunity for us in order to explore and to grow cross-car rallying activities, etc. Because we don't have to forget that motorsport needs infrastructure like cartodrome, circuit, etc. But we also have all the road. Disciplines that can be really developed in places like in regions like South America, Africa too. Africa will face an incredible growth in the future of under 33 years old person in the next 15 years. So what we are doing to do is trying to engage them. And when I say engage the youngest generation, we are not talking about actual motorsport activities. So we don't need only drivers, but we need officials, we need marshal, we need safety, medical and safety and rescue teams. We need logistics, we need people able, an organization able to deliver an event. So in terms of logistics, in terms of liaising with the local institutions, with governments, etc. So motorsport is not just, something that will affect a small part of a road. It's a little ecosystem. If you think about the motorsport activities, I can tell you that, for example, we launched a few months ago the results of the F1 volunteer survey, and I can tell you that to organize one single Grand Prix, so 3 days of activities on track, we need 20,000 trained officials, steward, marshals. So the point here is interesting how we invest in this, invest in educations, and it's extremely important to keep going with this, because without them, they are the backbone of motorsport. So through trainings, through education, through masters, through the FIA University, that is our corporate university, we give to our members opportunities not only to grow in terms of motorsport, but also in terms of governance, management, and event organization skills. This is extremely important. You asked me about a region where we can grow. I cannot mention Asia-Pacific region. It's a huge unexplored potential in India, for example. This is the first country that pops up in my mind, but the whole China. Now we have few events in China, and we have, of course, the F1 Grand Prix, but we are talking to them. China is leading the electric vehicles industry, and of course we are close and we are talking to them in order to expand the motorsport activities also in China. So the point here is talking to our club members, trying to explore together the reality, because no one more than our club members knows locally the reality. As FIA, we cannot go there and say, okay, you have to do this, this, and that in order to grow your fan base, in order to explore your motorsport community. So we need to go there, we need to listen to them, and we need to try to understand their social background, and we need to work alongside them in delivering effective support in their area in order to grow motorsport.
We understand that this is really clear that motorsport is no longer about competition or only competition. Beyond competition itself, what broader role can motorsport play globally? You mentioned a few stuff about education, expansion, but can you give us more example?
Absolutely. As I said before, motorsport it's a hub of technology, research and development. So all the components that you have in your road car were developed in a motorsport or in a racing environment, and then they were brought to road. So I like this metaphor now, from track to roads. And what I can tell you is that the FIA is working a lot on technologies along with our manufacturers, automotive industry, with the racing teams, of course. But don't think that we are only working on the car performance. We're working a lot about also about safety. So having a safe environment for the fun is important, because there is no motorsport if there is risk for fun to be heard, you know. So we are working a lot to preserve, you know, the safety of our events. And I think that the future is it's interesting, and we are living in an interesting period in which a lot of technological components are colliding together, from the AI, robotics, nanotechnology, etc. And if we work, and we are working with all these new technologies, applying that in motorsport and automotive industry.
When you operate at this level globally, you have also to think long term, finding the mix between the right now impact and the long-term impact. If we have this conversation again in 10 years, what do you believe you will have changed the most in global motorsport?
In 10 years, I think I hope, being the Secretary General for Sport, I hope to have this real conversation in 10 years. And what I would love to tell you is that what we are working on now, hydrogen, electric vehicles, sustainable biofuels, all this experiment, all that now we are carrying on in our motorsport racing, are actually global now. So I want to see new world championships. I would love in 10 years to have one world champions, can be Formula One, can be Formula E, WEC, WRC, etc. I really want one of the future world champions coming from our program. We don't have to forget about the whole virtual reality, the e-sport, the motor e-sport industry. That is another immense opportunity for the companies to grow. And in 10 years, really, I think that we will see a lot of AI integration in our daily activities, and it will be more effective. For example, we are working on rallying with the AI in identifying funds in risk position. So the cars, and we are already testing that with some specific cameras. During the track, the cameras are able to identify fun in a really dangerous position, immediately detect them, communicate it to the race control, and go intervening immediately in order to deliver a safe event. So this is what I would love to see in 10 years, not forgetting about our club members that are the backbone of motorsport. Again, I repeat, we have 6 world championships that, starting from Formula One, of course, are driving the whole interest of the communities and visibility in motorsport. But we don't have to forget about 60,000 events globally, 149 club members, and the support that the FIA is giving to them under several points of view. Safety regulations, technical regulations, homologations, circuit homologations, logistics, education programs, women in motorsport specific program, and you will hear about that probably today. So the FIA is really a global federation that is trying to take care of members, fun, and drivers.
Thanks a lot, Valerio. Thanks for sharing with us your perspective today. I think we have all a clear view about your mission, your role, your impact right now and in the future. A big round of applause for Valerio. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.